Imagine a scenario where someone that is supposed to cater for you, feed you, in fact, taking care of you, suddenly dies. How are you going to react to that? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bible Stories with Victoria. And today we'll be looking at a very interesting story in the Bible. It's not a popular story because, we don't really talk about it, but it's a very, very significant one. So, in the city of Joppa, there lived a woman named Tabitha. That's her Aramaic name, but we all know her as Dorcas. Yes, Dorcas. Yeah, Dorcas, and that's her Greek name. Dorcas lived in a port city close to the Mediterranean Sea. She was a follower of Christ, a believer, a strong believer. She lived most of her life catering for the poor. She lived most of her life catering for the widow, the poor, the helpless people. And one day, Tabitha died. Imagine how the whole city reacted to that. And from that story, I got to understand that Tabitha was making clothes for those people. During winter, Tabitha makes coats for them. So it means that during winter, they don't bother about what they're going to wear because Tabitha was always there. Tabitha gives them food. In fact, these people just live because of Tabitha. Like they are living because Tabitha was around. And now Tabitha died. Like they will be helpless. So one day, Peter was around Lydia, which was close to Joppa, and people realized that, Peter was at Lydia. They sent some of the widows to Lydia to meet Peter and told Peter about Dorcas, meaning that Dorcas actually knows Peter, or Peter knows Dorcas while she was alive. And for Peter to rush down to Joppa for Dorcas' sake, it means that she has also imparted his ministry. So it's not just that she was just leaving. Her story has been heard. Peter knows who this person was. And Peter came to Joppa. When Peter arrived at Joppa, he went upstairs and he saw women crying. They were showing him the coats. They were showing him the shirts Tabitha made for them. They were showing him everything. And Tabitha saw all of this. Of course, was filled with compassion. And he said, "Will be like, Omo, if I don't wake this woman up today, or if the power of God doesn't raise this woman up, it's not him. If the power of God doesn't raise this woman up today, Yawa go gassed." And he drove everyone out of the room. He then looked at Tabitha. He said, "Tabitha, get up." And Tabitha rose up. He presented her to the widows, and they were so happy that Tabitha was alive. Imagine the joy that filled that city that day. Anyways, this is the end of the story. It's a short one, but there's a lot to learn from it. Tabitha lived a life of impact. That was why when she died, there were people that ran around for her. She impacted people's lives. Imagine how many widows in the city that have hope that yes, Tabitha is around. People that have lost their husband, people that have already lost hope. But when they look at Tabitha, they remember Tabitha, they know that, I have a reason to live. Tabitha used the gifts God has blessed her with to bless others. She was a seamstress. And she made sure that when it comes to clothing, they didn't lack. She spent most of her lives helping the poor, preaching the gospel of Christ till death. And thank God that she actually came out, because who will the shoe fit? Who will continue? And that's why in this year 2026, I want us to live a life of impact. There are so many things God has laid in our hearts to do. Some persons is to start a foundation. Some persons is to start a program for the less privileged. That thing God has laid in your heart to do that involves you impacting the young generation, go ahead and do it. Make sure that in this year 2026, there is someone that you're responsible for. Like when they think about you, they have hope, no matter how small. As growing adults, as growing children, we should understand that love can be spread no matter how little. You must not have all the money in the world. When I talk about spreading love, people think giving money. It might not be money. Just a simple hug you give to people, just a smile, just being kind. And that's why when we raise our kids, we should teach them kindness. Make sure that the gift God has given to you, It's not just, you didn't just lock it in. So persons have the gifts of words. Like, you know very well that when you talk to people, when you talk to people, they heal. When you know that, make sure that you don't go a whole day without talking to somebody. With this viewpoint of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that you as a human being should live a life of impact this year. Make sure that when the year ends, you can beat your chest and know that, yeah, there were people that benefited from you this year. I know that from this story, you have a lot to say too as well. So feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be reading. Until then, see you all next time. Bye.